Every year, movies are released that take the world by storm, sell millions of tickets, win awards and accolades, and capture the imaginations of audiences all over the world. Everyone loves those movies. This show is not about those movies. Here, we get excited about cult movies. We love the violent, the futuristic, the dangerous, the naughty, the musical, and the just plain weird. So strap in for a wild journey through the cult of
1978.
Welcome to 1978. What a great time for entertainment. This was the year of Superman, Animal House, Halloween, and Grease. While director Roman Polanski was fleeing America for France to escape charges of sex with a minor, a different sexual predator was winning the Best Picture Oscar for Annie Hall. Charlie Chaplin's body was stolen from his grave to be held for ransom, Space Invaders was released as an arcade game, and the comic strip Garfield made its national debut. I'm your host, Chris Vanderkay, one of the greatest creations of 1978, and I'm here to talk to you about some of this year's most memorable films ever to be forgotten. We start, as we always do, with the spooky stuff. A woman discovers something or someone is growing out of her back, a summer cruise goes wrong in the Bermuda Triangle, and a struggling musician is haunted by his dead wife in this week's installment of The Horrors.
How long have you had this?
About 3 days.
It has been 400 years since its last reincarnation.
Any pain?
It kind of moves sometimes.
The soul of black magic is waiting to be reborn.
What's your diagnosis?
Pana, Vici, Salatu.
For years, man has turned his back on the supernatural.
Mrs. Hurst! Might almost describe it
Some will deny it.
as a fetus.
Others will fear it.
On her neck?
One woman will give birth to it. The Manitou. Since the beginning of time, it has practiced the mysterious arts. Its day is near. Each hour it grows stronger. Soon it will come. The Manitou. Starring Tony Curtis on a supernatural journey into the world of avenging spirits. John! Michael Ansara.
What does a white man want with Indian magic?
A modern American Indian thrust into a savage struggle with unspeakable taboos. Susan Strasberg, living in a nightmare. Innocent people, tormented by terror, threatened by the unknown, trapped by an ancient horror. The Manitou. An evil that never dies. It just waits to be reborn. The Manitou.
What's this? Flight 19. I've lost you.
Can't control plane. Mayday! Mayday! Something strange is going on.
I studied the ocean all my life. I've been in some rough situations, you know, storms, fogs, even a few hurricanes. Last night, I don't know what to make of it. I felt as if something playing with us.
I didn't do it. She did.
That boat disappeared 100 years ago.
Respect its secrets. Don't provoke its wrath.
You've heard the expression, safe as houses. But some houses are never safe. Some buildings have an aura of evil, an atmosphere heavy with impending doom. And some people, some very unlucky people, cannot see it, they cannot hear it, or even feel it. For them, there is no warning.
Old woman humming traces of some long forgotten tune.
Presenting international singing star Jack Jones as Nick Cooper, a recording star desperately making his comeback.
Nick, there's something strange about that place. I was frightened, terrified.
There are voices. Voices that fill the night with faceless fear and the grim promise of death. Perhaps he is going mad, or perhaps there is someone there. Someone who hates him enough to kill and kill again.
It was real. I saw it. She tried to destroy you, Nick.
You're frightened. I wouldn't let anything happen to you.
You killed her. Killed who? Starring Jack Jones as the idol of millions, he becomes a target for terror, a man fighting for his career and for his life in comeback.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What more can we say about these saucy films? Emmanuelle meets her match in a long-running British comedy franchise. A woman's run-in with Jack the Ripper takes on darkly erotic tones. And Rambling University's cheerleading squad goes above and beyond to save the team. In this week's Naughty But Nice.
When they introduced Concorde, it went with a supersonic bang. So imagine the kind of bang there's going to be when the world's sexiest sex symbol carries on with the whole carry-on gang.
It is not nice to peep through keyholes.
Sorry?
Oh, don't be shy, Cherie.
I'm not shy, I'm circumspect.
Snow White meets the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Oh, but why me? You can have Tom, Dick, or Harry.
I don't want Tom or Harry.
Not since the Keeler affair or Watergate has public interest been so aroused in the affairs of state. I refer, of course, to the case of Madame Emmanuelle Prévert.
Bullshit.
Yes, Emmanuelle stands for everything French.
My glasses, my...
But she prefers a more comfortable position.
Oh, Emmanuelle, you're making it very hard for me. Oh, I must get some stronger elastic. Oh, me hangers.
My name is Lyons.
I prefer lanes.
Tell us what the butler saw. Take a look at this. It's a beaut, eh?
Incroyable! I've never seen anything that big.
I'm determined to go out with a bang.
That's exactly what I had in mind.
I've met this wonderful girl.
Don't be silly. There's no such thing.
I think I'm in love.
Oh, nonsense. You're far too young.
I'm 34 and a half.
Old or young? Singly or by the dozen? Emmanuel is the best sport ever to play on the carry-on team.
Not with an entire football team.
No, I'm a rugby man, mate. Different shaped balls.
She's friendly with all sorts of people in high places. And the higher the place, the better she likes it.
Oh, my goodness. What are you doing there?
I'm looking for a weapon.
Oh, you won't find one here.
Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas add a dash of French undressing to good old English relish in the sauciest carry-on of them all. Carry on, Emmanuel.
We'll cut it there, okay? It's live? What bloody idea was that?
Want to play games? Then meet the girls from Rambling U.
We've got the greatest asset Rambling U ever had, us. And we're gonna use it, yeah. Give us an R, give us an R, give us an R-A-M, give us a B, give us an L, give us an I-N-G. Rambling, Rambling.
When it comes to cheering, these girls are great. They also have some good plays of their own, like backfield in motion. It's Cheerleaders Beach Party. To score with football players, first, get their attention. Next, zero in for a quick pass or two.
This is honey, ginger, and sugar.
We're awfully pleased to meet you. Same here.
Then comes a little basic research about the way they like to play. And if that doesn't work, there's always something else.
All right, follow me.
When these girls go into action, the only thing that counts is playing the game. And the way they play, there's no way to lose. The cheerleaders take off at the hottest beach party ever. Cheerleaders Beach Party.
The universe has things to show us this week. 8 chosen warriors are summoned to protect a vulnerable planet. A man and his son have their camping trip interrupted by a mysterious visitor. And a spaceship carrying creatures for an intergalactic zoo crashes on planet Earth. It's time for Out of This World.
From a captive planet, 2 million light years away, came a desperate plea for help. Message from space. On the verge of extinction, the leader of the persecuted Aleutians sends his beautiful granddaughter to find the 8 legendary brave adventurers who alone can stop the annihilation.
Do you know where Emeralita is? You know where Emeralita is? What are you doing? No! I'm a human being from the planet Earth!
Never before has the screen erupted with more spectacle, more excitement. Message from space, where fantasies are real and reality is fantastic. An international cast headed by Vic Morrow.
I buried my career in orbit. But Babel won. I can't do it. It's to see it again. I've been chosen by the gods.
Phantasmagoria of sights, sounds, and space-age technical achievements that must be seen to be believed. Message from space.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. A trip into the backcountry for just the 2 of us. In fact, I knew Rick really didn't want to go. I'd always loved the mountains and wanted to share an experience with Rick.
Come on over here, Rick. Let me show you where we are on the map. The Sawtooth Range. You know, the Indians had a lot of legends about the Sawtooth Range.
What do you mean, Dad?
Well, I mean the Indians wouldn't let their people go into the area at all. And the miners and the settlers had so much bad luck they wouldn't go near it. That's where the legends came from.
You mean you believe in that stuff?
No, I don't believe it. But we're going to get a chance to find out for ourselves, because that's where we're going. Thunder Mountain.
Gosh, it sure is a long way.
Hey, those look like Indian petroglyphs. I've never seen any before.
What's a petroglyph?
Oh, petroglyphs are the ways the Indians tell their stories in pictures.
What's this funny-looking thing?
Those look like mushrooms to me.
Indians eat mushrooms?
Oh, I'm sure they must have. Speaking of mushrooms, I wish we had a few right now.
prints have 6 toes.
Well, it's not uncommon for humans to have 6 toes.
Maybe it wasn't a human who made these prints.
Well, we're almost there, son. Only a few more miles.
Sounds good.
What the hell is going on?
God.
Something is not quite right.
And I think we ought to call in the state police.
Now look, you either let me handle this in my own way or you go call in your army.
We all love animals, but not all animals love us. This week, it's the bees, the cats, and a particularly angry kind of fish on the hunt in Animals with Attitude.
There's been a mutation, a new strain, and well, it's out of control.
Ultimatum. Either we share this world with them, or we vanish as a species.
Would you mind?
You're not listening to me.
Now you leave them no choice.
What do you want?
Maybe we can get along.
Well, we can't. But you can do me 2 favors. Take that mongrel and get lost.
Cat in the Cage. The story of a cat, a household, and the horrible secret they share.
Get Vasquez the foreman on the phone.
I didn't have any ouzo. But here's your second shot. To us.
To us.
I see, Ralph, I see. I've been a blind old fool. It's you and Susan, isn't it?
There's something out there.
Well, what is it?
A bizarre web of passion ensues, setting a trap that waits patiently to devour its prey.
That's a bunch of nuts out there at the Kahn house. Mrs. Kahn says she thinks Bruce just chopped up the chauffeur and fed her to her for snacks.
chauffeur shish kebab.
Amidst these insidious events, love leads to a passionate escape. Behruz Vosogui, Colleen Kemp, Sybil Denning, Mel Novak, Ursula Bryant King, Tony Boba, Aram Catcher, Paul Harper, Frank Dacoba, and Samson the Cat.
Hello, Susan. Samson, say hello to Mommy.
What in the goddamn hell is that cat doing here?
I'm sorry, ma'am. It's out of my hands now.
I'm okay.
You don't want to hurt anyone. You shot Easel.
I was just talking to Dr. Parrish. I had to call him. Look, there's been 2 murders already. I know you're trying to protect your brother Allie, but I thought it was best that Dr. Parrish be here.
Cat in the cage, waiting to spring.
On its way, Barracuda.
Get me out of here!
The mysterious underwater thriller, Barracuda. Nobody suspects the danger.
Papa, there's something strange going on down there at the beach.
Look at this, Floyd. A lot of these fish look like they've been eaten by something.
Is this what the biologist was trying to warn us about, maybe?
Barracuda, a threat from the darkness of the ocean, a warning from the deep, or a savage crime committed by unknown forces. Who can solve the riddle of Barracuda?
What the hell are those chemicals doing in the waste from that plant? Can they possibly have any effect on the fish?
He's back. He knows. We'll take care of everything.
Barracuda. Ice-cold action about misuse of power and strange events. Barracuda, the mysterious underwater thriller. Barracuda.
Chilling visions of things to come that never came to pass. Today, a teenager wields a dangerous alien weapon, and cycle riders play a game to the death in Future Shock.
This could all be happening right now, somewhere on this planet. It's the story of a UFO that has landed and visitors from a galaxy light years away. It's an adventure unlike anything on this planet. A weapon that might belong to us in the future, but is here now. Laser blast. It's the story of the boy who found it and the girl who tried to help him.
What
about the lump on your chest.
And a world that tried to take it away.
They didn't know I knew it. I want the town sealed off. No news leaks. No news, period.
Laser blast. It will blow your mind.
You are condemned to death sport.
In the year 3000, all freedoms are crime. There is just one penalty. Death sport. David Carradine and Claudia Jennings are super warriors.
I am my only master.
Lovers, imprisoned and separated with only one chance for survival.
Fight me. I'll see you both in hell.
It's a future war on wheels fought astride high-powered death machines with blasters and laser guns.
I can survive your death sport.
There are no Olympic Games, World Series, or Super Bowls. There is only death sport. David Carradine conquers the death sport.
There's plenty of cruise and very little control in this week's fuel-injected lineup. There's 18-wheeler shenanigans, badass muscle cars, and the road-ready adventures of Donnie and Marie Osmond in this week's Carmageddon.
You know, it takes a special kind of guy to push them big old 18-wheelers down the highway. But they're a tough breed, them dudes. They make a 900-mile run in a blizzard look like a trip to church. Hi, this is Jerry Reed. We just finished shooting a motion picture about some of these good old boys. And before we got through with the ride, well, it got wilder than a can of crap. I play Iron Duke Borton. You can't miss me. I'm the one on the screen with the cab over face. Whoa, what's that extra $50? What is that?
That's for a hurry-up on a load.
You take that extra 50 and you stick it up where the sun don't shine. And if I wasn't in such a hurry, I'd stick around and assist you. Now, Peter Ponder's my buddy. We call him Rain. He's a lad with wheels in his head and a liking for fancy boots. And pretty little Helen Shaver's pickup. She's the one you boys got to watch. Mm-hmm. I told you about that little darling, didn't I?
What are you doing sneaking around outside?
Now, Peter and I play a couple of dudes who had a good thing going once, and we kind of get together again. Best I can remember, me and you used to have a good time. You go take one more ride with the old dude. But the way things are now, a fella get himself killed.
Well, I tried to be the kind of a gal you'd love to.
Excuse me. Want to dance?
No. Wait a minute.
Didn't need to go hunting for no trouble. We got engraved invitations.
Breaker 19, breaker 19. You got Iron Duke on a flight from a 1033. I'm being shot at with real bullets. You understand that? See if you can get on that radio and help me find a bear. A bunch of bears. Hell, I can use Air Force.
Well, look out. I'll take care of you, sweets.
Oh, take her, get down in the seat. Your mama's gonna kill me now. Oh, me, why didn't I have a girl?
Well, I can bring you to your knees, boy, but that don't mean that you have to crawl.
Give one for the old
Reach back and find some backbone. When your back's up against the wall, they may stack that leg against you, but you can dance or take your cuts. When it gets down and dirty, that's when you got to trust your guts. Cause when you're rolling, you just let the chips fall. So shift over to the fast lane, brother and sister, and see this story of two throttle jockeys who get into it up to their eyeballs and highballing from American International.
It's Going Coconuts, in the tradition of Mel Brooks.
We gotta go.
Not so fast! In the tradition of Gene Wilder.
You light up my life.
In the tradition of Alfred Hitchcock. And now the tradition continues with Donnie Osmond and Marie Osmond as you've never seen them before. It's the surprise comedy crack-up of the year. Going Coconuts, rated PG.
It's
As powerful as a rocket and perfect as a diamond.
When you get behind the wheel, it makes you feel like a star. And if you really love to drive, it's the only way to go. Avco Embassy Pictures presents Stingray.
Woo! Come on, Elmo! Look out, lady!
Alan and Elmo, they're ready for the greatest summer of their lives. And the only thing hotter than their car is the package behind the seat.
What we've got here is a one-way ticket out of this burg. We play our cards right, we're set up for life.
They paid $3,000 for a $1 million Stingray. And Abigail Bratowski wants to even the account.
I want that dough and I want it now.
This is the story of the Eternal Rectangle.
Hey, will you watch where you're going?
The good guys.
Hey, we lost him this time.
The bad guys.
Where's Blondie in the vet? Where's Blondie in the vet? Where's Blondie in the vet?
The Stingray. And $1 million. The good guys have the car and the money.
And?
The bad guys have the guns and the muscle.
Everybody stay down! The girl's mentally ill! Oh my God! It's them!
The cops have it all confused. And now they're gonna have it out. Out of town. Out of control.
Hey, this is a one-way street!
Out of their minds, and definitely over the limit.
Does this mean I fail?
You bet you're sweet.
Got to get away, bought myself some trouble, there's a devil to pay. No, really gotta go, searching for some time, now the place where I go. High gear, getting nowhere fast, I have put to the floor, afraid it won't last. Staying clear, 'cause I won't be slowing down, I'm gonna drive these wheels right into the
Christopher Mitchum.
Hi.
Les Lanham. William Watson. Cliff Emmett. Ouch. Bert Hinchman.
Get in the car! Oh!
Sherry Jackson as Abigail.
Hey, baby. You want some fast company?
When we get where we're going, I'm not slowing down or stopping for anything. You got it? Not for nothing.
And introducing Sandra Theodore.
People like that should be locked up!
To wrap out this week's episode, the end times have come for the non-believers in this week's From Left Field.
The motion picture you are about to experience is fiction. The prophecy is not. The producers of this film are not prophets. They are drawing to your attention what God has said in His Word. This film is based upon many references in the books of Daniel and Revelation, and upon the following biblical prophecies from Thessalonians. For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And from Matthew, for then shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be.
Balances in his hand. He represents a widespread famine caused by a great drought. But the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ.
Mama, baby hasn't eaten in 3 days, and I think she's sick.
Your child won't eat or hasn't eaten?
I think she's sick.
Oh, baby! Christian!
Except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God.
That's it for part 1 of The Cult of 1978. This is Chris Vanderkay, thanking you for helping us keep the cult alive.